Hello everyone, my name is Stephanie and this is my career presentation for Marriage and Family Studies 150. I decided to start looking for a job on the internet, something in my area that I could do, and so I started working um, on the web, searching like sites, Indeed.com, which I'm sure a lot of you have searched, and um, some jobs popped up in the social worker licensed mental health professional um, categories. And so one of the ones that I was interested in was working within the school district as a social worker um, and mental health licensed professional. And so this job actually is one that I found through Invo. It's INVO Healthcare Associates. And basically, what they do is they hire on behalf of other companies who are looking for mental health and family and social worker professionals. So you may run across them, and after searching their website, they have basically a search tool that you can search any of those type of jobs in your area. And so that was kind of a cool thing where you're actually hired by them. And so that's the job that I'm giving my presentation on today. So what made me interested in this is I've had 4 kids go through the public school system here in Las Vegas, and I have seen how even as an active parent, I have to advocate for my students. I have to advocate for my kids in all their aspects of school to get the programs they need. I have a child with ADD. I have, one other child with some other issues. And so, if somebody's not there to advocate for them, it just doesn't get done. And the kids kind of slip through the cracks because there's just too many students for the teachers to worry about. I had a son who's blind in one eye, so if he was on one side of the classroom, he wouldn't be able to see the board, or things like that. And so half the time I would go to meet with the teachers, and they had no idea. They had not read his 504 plan. They had not seen the handicap um, in his file because they just have too many students and they couldn't look through all of them. So if the student's not there to advocate for himself, it just doesn't happen. So that's where my interest came in for it. I've seen through volunteering at the school lots of children who are just don't even have parents around to advocate for them, and that's really sad to me. So I would love to be in the school system and work within it so that I could be there every day to help these type of students. In the career profile, it talks about the working environment. And so this job basically would be within the school district. I work for one or more schools, depending. Sometimes they don't have the resources to hire one person for the school, so for each school, so they'll end up having one person that kind of travels around. And so it would be great for me because it's basically weekends and holidays off, same thing as my kids that are still in school. So that's a great job. And you'd be working in a pretty large organization. Working environment would be an office setting, but you'd get up and be able to work around with the students, and hopefully the staff and the students would be friendly, so that would be nice. One of the things that it talked about was stressors. What would be the stressors for me? Probably emotional stress, dealing with difficult situations and finding out things about students and what they're going through and feeling bad for them. Maybe frustration when you give advice and counsel and do things for them, but then they're not willing to be responsive to the things that you're asking them to do. That could be very stressful. Creating a safe environment for each student, making sure that that situation is under control. would be stressful, especially when you know their family situation maybe isn't great and you have to try and make sure that they're safe. Um, the other thing is the consequences if things don't get done on a timely manner could put students at risk. Sometimes, you have to deal with the paperwork and the red tape and the laws and different things that go along with everything that you're trying to help them with. And sometimes things don't happen quick enough to have the actions take their course, so that students don't suffer and the kids don't suffer. Let's see, the other thing is sometimes the teachers and the associates administrators there are fed up with kids, and sometimes they don't want to let them have a second chance or things like that. And so as a counselor and a mental health worker, I definitely have to help them to cooperate with the program better, and that could be stressful. Researching this job, it says that the benefits have competitive pay, and they have a package that includes like mental, dental, vision coverage, 401k retirement plan, with some discretionary company match for that, personal liability coverage, which would help to insure you in case something happened, annual professional development stipend and a professional membership stipend. So they basically help pay for all the fees and membership fees that it takes to keep this career current and licensing. Unlimited CEUs through the Progressive Pathway Learning Center. So the continuing education classes sometimes can get expensive, and so that's nice that they will support through that. The other thing is, like I said, this is a website and a company that hires for all over the country. So they also will pay for relocation services. So that was kind of nice if you decide, I didn't want to live in Las Vegas anymore and I'd like to move to Michigan or somewhere else. They'll help relocate me for that job and cover those expenses. So that was pretty cool. The education requirements. This one requires a bachelor's degree, and they prefer also a licensed social or mental health worker, like a psychologist, family therapist, mental health counselor, community health worker, or a licensed nurse. The other thing is they would prefer a master's degree in social work. The Nevada State Department of Education endorsement as a K through 12 school social worker, or the ability to require that certification. And they would prefer some working experience in pediatric or school age populations. The starting salary range for this company seemed to be like $60,000 starting, and depending on what kind of experience you have, it would go up from $90,000 to $166,000. So probably if you have your master's and whatever, you probably are on the higher end of that range. Another thing is this career had so many positions available. I'm sure each school could focus on particular different things and needs, but the overall goal was to create a safe environment for students and to have someone there to advocate for them and to make sure that they're getting their social and their learning and those type of things. Some of the common job tasks that they had listed were assess students in terms of family history, socioeconomic and cultural differences, observe students in the classroom and or during the day or an event at the school, interview students as needed as well as their parents or guardians, observe special education students on an ongoing basis, which is kind of what I was talking about with my son, and participate in the social assessment of students as needed, evaluate students' current social and academic adjustment and related factors within the home, community, and school, provide support students in certain areas including mental health counseling, bullying, positive behavior, support coaching, community health, social and emotional well-being, and school-based health concerns, family and marriage therapy, um, consulting with the parents and guardians, maintaining appropriate records, work in coordination with school personnel and parents to develop appropriate program for eligible students, which would be like the 504 or an IEP or anything where they need some special assistance. The other thing is to ensure all services are performed in accordance with the state laws and regulations. There are lots of state laws when it comes to just the students in general and what's expected of them and what they need to do to graduate, and then all the paperwork that has to do with any special needs. So that's a lot of paperwork sometimes getting, and then making sure it gets to the right places. The other thing is perform other social work duties, responsibilities required by the program and within the scope of licensure and or certification. So I felt like this job was a great job to feel very fulfilled in a career and feel like I was really doing something special and making a difference in somebody's life. I think that this would be something that would be very rewarding. So I look forward to learning more about marriage and family through this class and hope that this career presentation was helpful to some of you out there. Thanks so much for watching.